Hello students, welcome to online classes of Sri Mahavir International School, Kishangarh, Renwal. As you know that we are studying about chapter first of history, that is introducing history. And you know that we have discussed about meaning of history in previous video. We have discussed that history is the study of events, people, and their way of life in the past. It means history is the story of people and everything they have done in the past. All these things we have discussed in previous video in detail. Then after we have discussed that history tells us about the decision people have taken in the past and how these decisions have affected our life today. It shows us the mistakes people made and how we avoid those mistakes. In past, many kings, many rulers did make mistakes and how those mistakes affect our life today. We have discussed about in detail in previous video, and then after we will discuss the three category of history. Number first, prehistory. Number second, proto history. And number third, history. Prehistory means the period in which there are no written record. It means there is no written record. We don't know when the when the incident was took place and in which year, like the fire was discovered in which year, we don't know. The when was wheel invented, we don't know. In which year wheel was invented. All these things are in this category. Then after we will discuss number second category, proto history. It means the period for which we find some written records, but they are few or yet to be deciphered. It means we have written record of this period, but we can't understand, we can't read these written record. This category are included in the proto-history, like example, Indus Valley civilization. And number third, history is the period for which we have been able to decipher the written record of past events. It means there is the written record available and we have understood the records and we can read all the written records. This category include in history. Then after we will discuss about sources of history. We have discussed that there are two type of sources of history. Number first, archaeological sources. Number second, literary sources. And in archaeological sources, we have discussed about fossil remains, monuments, artifacts, inscriptions, and coins. Fossil remain means remains of plants, animals, or human body parts from the past preserved in rocks. Okay. The remaining of the animal parts, plants parts, and human body that available in that present in rocks. Then after we will discuss about monuments. Monuments means ancient buildings and structure like stupas, temples, mosques, tomb, palaces, and fort. And then after we will discuss about artifacts. It means human-made objects like seal, toy, tools, and implements, ornaments, pottery. All these are included in artifacts. Then after we will discuss inscriptions. Inscription means written record engraved on stone, pillar, clay, or copper tablets, caves, and wall of the temples and monuments. Written record, but on wall of the temple or monument or copper tablets, clay, pillar. Then after we will discuss coins. The study of coins is known as numismatic. We have discussed in previous video, and the coins show the economic condition of the king. It means when the king issue gold coin, it means the kingdom was very prosperous in wealth. If king issued silver coin, it means the wealth of the kingdom is average condition. But the king when issued the bronze coin, it means the wealth is very low. All these we have discussed in previous video. Dear students, today we will discuss about the second type of sources, that is literary sources. Then after we will discuss about two kinds of time frames in history. First, BCE, it means before common era, and CE, it means common era. Then after we will discuss that the history of India has been influenced by its geographic framework, and then we will discuss the archaeological and literary sources together allow our historian to reconstruct the past. All these facts we will discuss in this video. Now literary sources. Now we will discuss about literary sources. The written records of history are known as literary sources. It means written records are known as literary sources. These records were written on animal skins, clay tablets, rocks, pillars of wall, and wood before the invention of paper. It means in ancient time, these records are written on animal skins, clay tablets, pillar, rocks, and wood before the invention of paper, where the paper was invented in China. And you know that literary sources are subclassified into two categories. Number first, religious, and number second, non-religious. Religious means related to a particular religion like Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Quran, Bible, etc. And non-religious literary sources mean not related to a religion and written by a foreign traveler, and biographies and autobiographies. All these are included in non-religious literary sources. Now we will discuss about manuscripts. The early literary records were handwritten. You know that in ancient time there was no paper invented. Then early record also handwritten. They are called manuscripts, but these are written on palm leaves, the bark of birch tree, later on paper. When the paper was invented, then after started using of paper. Over the years, many of these manuscripts got destroyed, but the time passes. These palm trees, bark of birch trees were destroyed. Some of them are still preserved in temples, monasteries, and archives, but out of them, some manuscripts are preserved in temples, monasteries, and archives. Archives means a place where collection of historical documents, records and manuscripts are stored. कि जो भी ऐसा कोई प्लेस जहाँ पे हिस्टोरिकल डॉक्यूमेंट्स या रिकॉर्ड्स है वो प्रिजर्व्ड है. एंड मोनास्ट्रीज मीन्स ए प्लेस वेयर मॉन्क लिव टुगेदर, कि ऐसा प्लेस जहाँ पे मॉन्क एक साथ रहते हैं. They throw light on the social and economic life, religious belief, practices, and cultures of a particular period. कि from manuscripts we get information about the social condition, economic life, social life, religious belief, practices, and cultures. कि what were the culture in ancient time, what were for the social conditions and economic condition of ancient time. We all these information gets from the manuscripts. Now, scripts and languages. Many ancient societies developed their scripts. When we will talk about ancient society, they developed their own scripts. They gradually took the form of language, but the time passes and they convert into languages. The language of ancient Indian literature depended upon the region where it was written. But in India, especially in India, the scripts, the language is depend on a particular religion. Some of the languages include main languages in ancient time were Prakrit, Pali, Sanskrit or Tamil. These are the main languages of ancient time. For example, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana were written in Sanskrit. When we will talk about Ramayana and Mahabharata, these two texts, a religious book written in Sanskrit language, they were authored in northern part of India where Sanskrit was the main language. Mahabharata and Ramayana written in Sanskrit language. Why? Because these are written in northern part of India, and in northern part of India most of Sanskrit language was spread. On the other hand, Silapadikaram and Manimekalai were written in Tamil speaking area of South India, but main two books, Silapadikaram and Manimekalai, written in Tamil language. Why? Because these two books written in South India, and in South India the main language was Tamil. Now next, ancient literature. Most ancient literature were memorized. It means most literature were to learn something so that you can remember. They were passed on from one generation to the next orally. When we will talk about ancient time, it means Rigvedic period, the most of education was in orally. The knowledge was passes through orally one generation to another generation. There is no written record. Later these were written down on palm leaves, bark of birch tree or animal skin. But the time passes and these records were written on palm leaves, bark of the birch tree or animal skin. For example, the Vedas and the Purans contain detail of ritual, prayers and religious practices of ancient past. For example, Vedas and Purans contain detail of ritual. It means the tradition of ancient times, prayers and religious practices. What were the religious practices in ancient times and prayers, Gayatri mantras. All these are included in Vedas. They are classified as sacred or religious literary sources. This it means Vedas and Purana are included in religious source. Many historical accounts and biographies were written by poets and foreign travelers classified as non-religious or secular literature. But many historians, many foreign travelers that visited in India and write about India and write about Indian society and economic condition of India, biographies and autobiographies. All these are included in non-religious or secular literature. They were written to record events, law and administrative regulation of the contemporary society. All accounts, it means foreign traveler and many writers, many points, many chronicle, they were written many events, the laws of that time and the administrative condition, rules and regulation of their time. All these they're written in their book. For example, Kautilya's Arthashastra. Arthashastra is the name of a book. They are written by Kautilya, and Indica. They are written by the Greek ambassador Megasthenes in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. कि Greek ambassador Megasthenes that visited in Chandragupta Maurya's court and writing of Chinese traveler and some Chinese traveler who visited in India named Fayan and Hanshang and write about India. They describe the political, social and economic life of a certain period. All these writers they describe about the Indian political, social and economic life of that time. Now we will discuss about time frame in history. First, BCE and CE. Historical events are classified according to time in the form of BCE and CE. It means Indian history are classified as time frame in two categories, BCE and CE. The abbreviation BCE, it means the full form of BCE stand for before common era. It means full form of BCE is before common era. It refers to the period in history before the birth of Jesus Christ. It means that if there is any BC time period, show the birth of Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is the God of Christian religion. It was earlier known as before Christ or BC, but in ancient time it was known as BC. But in present time we use BCE, but in ancient time it was used BC. It means before Christ, but in present BCE, before common era. CE stands for common era, and the full form of CE is common era. It refers to the period in history after the birth of Jesus Christ, but CE is show the time period after the birth of Jesus Christ, earlier known as AD, but in ancient time, in early time, it was known as AD, and the full form of AD is Anno Domini. Historians arrange the events of history in a sequence according to the time when they took place. Historian arrange the Indian history according to the time framework. It means when the first event was took place, then they arrange the first event, then after second. It means when we will talk about ancient history, the first we will study about Indus Valley civilization, then after we will study about Vedic period, then after we will study about later Vedic period, then after we will study Maurya, then after Gupta period. It means according to the sequence then they took place. This sequence, this arrangement is known as chronology. These historical events are graphically represented in a timeline. Now, geographical framework. The history of India has been greatly influenced by its geographical or physical features. It means that history is also affected by geographical feature or its or particular physical feature. The study of history is closely related with the study of geographical feature. It means history and geography both are related to each other. Soil types, rainfall, climate, vegetation, and environment greatly influence the evolution of human culture and their way of life. It means evolution means gradually progress of something. It means development of human culture and their way of life. All these are depend on soil types, rainfall, climate, vegetation, and environment, and all these are fact of the geography. The Himalaya in the northern protect the country from invader. Like example, when we will talk about in northern part, there is Himalaya and it protect from the foreign invader. While the long coastline of the peninsular India facilitated foreign trade, and when we will talk about the peninsular area. It also help in the trade. The fertile plain helped many kingdoms to flourish in the northern and eastern part of India, but plain area is affect the other kings of fertile due to the fertility and the plain area. Most ancient town also flourished on the bank of river, or most of towns flourished on the bank of river. For example, Patliputra on the bank of Ganga and Son river. It means geography and history both are related to each other, both are linked to each other. Now apply it. Use the picture to answer the question. Dear students, you see the picture and answer these three questions. Number first, which monument is shown in the picture? कि इसमें कौन सा monument बताया गया है? Which type of historical source is it and what kind of information will you get from it? You will write the answer of these three questions in your book. Only in your book. And dear students, you will fill question number A, B in your book, and question number C, D and E. You will answer these questions in your fair notebook. Thank you.